Hello everybody and welcome here, Riccardo Mazzini from Vlog and this time I'm showing you one great project, an Italian project, an Italian wargame project that is currently on Kickstarter, and it is Warfare Modern Tactical Combat by WBS Weeble Smiles. This is an Italian wargame company that brought you other games such as Winged Victory and others and Dark Ages. And those who follow my channel and also WBS know that I have made a video in the past, a video tutorial about Dark Ages, which was a war game about medieval battles. This is not in the Middle Ages, as you might guess. This is modern times, and we are in Iraq, and this is Warfare Modern Tactical Combat, which is a modern war game about modern warfare. With me tonight is one of the designers. We will have also the other designer of the game, but for now we have one of the designers, and he is Paolo Charlo of WBS. Ciao, Paolo.
Hi,
Hello, Paolo.
everybody. Hi, Carlo.
Okay, and we're going to see the system, which is on Kickstarter as we speak. The campaign is on, and there are some stretch goals, as always in the campaign. We will speak about the campaign, but the campaign is active, so this is the best opportunity to get this game, of course, at the usual Kickstarter price and conditions. But Paolo, can you give us a general introduction about the game, about what it is, what kind of modern tactical war game is this?
Yeah.
Main features.
So the game is, as you said, is a game that tries to simulate the modern combat, modern warfare, and the base game is basically tries to simulate some of the clashes in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Somalia. But among the stretch goals, the unlocked stretch goals, there's also a set of new maps portraying the classic, let's say, European terrain. So you have
Okay,
woods,
so
green,
okay,
yeah,
grasslands
grassland, yes,
and rivers and so
yeah,
on.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
If you look at the counters, the stand-ups, you see on one side there is a great graphic representation, nice.
yeah,
These are, I'd say, pre-production graphics, but the final graphics will be more or less this, if
yeah,
I'm correct. Okay.
yeah,
And on the other side, the units have a very modern interface.
yeah.
They're very modern looking. Also, the player rates. It's
Yeah,
I won't say. Yeah.
it looks a bit like a video game, if you want. No?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some
Yeah. Yeah.
elements that remind us of video games, and that was made on purpose because we wanted uh, to make it appealing also for that kind of general public. The goal of the Russians is to enter the town,
Hmm.
to reckon the area, while the rebels have the goal to destroy, eliminate as many Russian units as they can.
Let's talk about activation because during our test, this is the field that really attracted me the most because it is the most innovative element of this game.
Yeah, basically, each player has a cube of a different color. So you have the orange
Hmm.
cube, which is the Russian cube, the green one, which is the insurgents or rebels cube, and
Okay.
the player whose cube has the most action points. These, you can see each box has a different number. That's the
Hmm.
amount of action points you currently have. So the player who has the most action points is called the active player, and is the player who can perform most of the actions and tests during this phase until
Okay.
spending action points. He goes, yes, he
Oh,
goes beyond
beyond the yeah.
the other player's cube. Like in this case, I'm no more the active player, and I become the reactive player, and the green cube, which is the insurgent player, becomes the
Mhm.
active player and will be able to perform all the actions or tests
So
he
it is
wants to
very
perform.
dynamic, interactive. You can make a
Yeah,
lot of small actions, maybe to
yes,
maneuver, to move your units before attacking,
exactly.
uh,
There's a
or
lot of it.
just one big action, but after that, the enemy has the initiative,
Yeah,
switch. This reminds me a lot of that scene in Black Hawk Down when the American generals say, okay, now the enemy has the initiative. And this just that moment. This is great. This is very good at depicting modern warfare with the initiative constantly switching from one side to the other. The turn ends when both players have ended their action points.
yeah. The turn ends when alternating along
Yeah.
the track. They both uh, go beyond the number 40 box.
Okay.
Okay, so
In this
it's
case, okay,
a
it is
new
the
turn
second
begin.
turn.
Exactly, a new turn begins, and then you go to turn two and start again.
Okay, so let's play. Let's play. You are well. You're taking Russians. They're taking the little Russians, and
Yeah,
I'm
I'm taking the Russians, and you're taking
okay.
the
Okay, and I'm
Syrians.
bravely defending my village from the Russian hordes.
Okay, as you can tell by the action track, the Russians have the most action points currently, because they have
Okay.
40, so they are the active player.
Okay.
So
Great.
I have all these units. Now I'll try to do something very bold.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, with this
Okay.
vehicle, which is a tank.
Okay.
Okay.
And I see that it is a tank, so I do not see its exact stats, but I see that it is a big bad tank. Okay.
Exactly. Yes. So I'll have to find out what's under this question mark here, and I'll do it the Russian way. This is a vehicle. I'm moving into a clear X. Clear axis
Okay.
in the center. Okay. While all the other kinds of axes have a symbol. So if it's a dot, like a little dot, it's a what we call cover X. If
Okay.
it's a triangle like these ones,
Oh.
it's like a mountain X. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So there are those small icons on the X that
yeah,
tell you exactly what kind of X this is.
yeah.
Okay.
Basically, there are two. One is the cover type of terrain. One is the
Mm.
hill or mountain terrain, and then
Okay.
the one without any icons in the center is the clear terrain. So it's three
Very well.
main kind. Um, so I'm moving into clear terrain. Uh, 1 AP.
Okay.
1 AP. So I go to 39. Okay, and in theory I could move 2 axes spending 1 AP. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'll stop in the first axis because of course
Okay.
I need to see what happens here. Now
Okay.
I flip.
Oh,
Oh,
there is nothing.
it's a
Okay.
dummy. It's a dummy.
But I do have a squad nearby here
Yeah,
with who is in
this
Overwatch.
red.
But in,
Yeah, this red
okay,
cube, which means that your unit is in Overwatch. So even though it's not the active player, and
yeah,
it's the reactive player unit, you can still try and fire at me if you see me. And in this case, you see me because the loss
okay,
is there's no obstacles here because
okay,
the
and
X
as you see, this is an AT squad.
you can see me because this X between us
Hmm.
is a clear X. You see, there's no symbol. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So I see this tank coming and I say, oh, I am an anti-tank squad, so maybe I
yes,
can destroy a tank.
you can do, yeah, some damage for sure. Here you can decide, of course, whether to use one kind of weapon, the small arms or the heavy weapons. But since you're attacking a tank, you'll be using the heavy weapon
Yeah,
column. Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely. You can bet on that.
Okay.
That I'm using the heavy weapon system. This
Okay.
means the heavy one, I spend 5 action points.
Exactly. 5 action points, and I'm going to
Okay.
spend
Okay.
your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you have a big initiative gap after this action.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. The range is 6, but it's only 2 max, not
Okay.
2 max, so it's okay. And the card you have to roll is the other one. Okay.
So
That's
this one.
that's the base die roll, but there might be some modifiers. Let's see what modifiers we'll have to apply. Okay.
Mhm.
You're clear. I mean, I'm in clear terrain, so no modifier. But
Okay.
this tank has an intrinsic defense value of 4, which means that I
Oh,
have
this is a T90. Wow.
exactly. So I start with the yellow dice, this one.
Okay.
Let me unlock it. This one. But since I'm firing at a unit which has a very strong defensive, intrinsic defense, I'll have to
Mhm.
shift to the left of 4 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll use the
Okay.
white instead. I mean, you'll use the white instead.
Okay.
So the white is very, very weak as a
Mhm.
dice. So roll, see what happens.
Okay. So I roll the white dice. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's
Okay.
roll. Let's see. Okay. It's an arrow.
The arrow down means that these are
Oh,
disabled.
let's. Okay. Let's look at the table maybe for the combat results.
The common results are basically, I'll show you here on the dice. You can
Yeah.
get this kind of arrow, which means that the unit you fired at is suppressed,
Oh, okay.
or you can get the the these kind of bullets icons,
Mhm.
which means that you actually get a damage, a physical damage,
Okay.
one hit or 2 hits, and then you can get the skull, means that the unit you're firing at is destroyed.
Okay.
Um,
Instant elimination. Okay.
exactly. So in this case, this kind of counter, this one. In the game, you have physical and psychological damage. This kind
Mhm.
of damage is psychological. So
Okay,
you
I
have,
scared them. I
yes,
scared a big back boom on the armor, and I scared them.
exactly. So you have this one and this one. Okay, so 2 different levels.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have physical damage. Again, 1
Mhm.
hit. Okay,
Mm.
the upper corner tells you that whatever this unit does from now on, you have to shift
Oh,
2 dice to the left. Okay,
okay. It
okay,
is a constant shift. It's a
exactly.
constant shift. Okay.
This is a level 2 physical damage. Then you have level 1 physical damage, which gives you a 1 dice shift to the left.
Okay.
Okay.
But they are suppressed now.
Well, we actually call this state shaken. Suppressed is the second level.
Okay. So we see that Carlo Madeo has joined us, the other game designer for for the game. Hello, Carlo.
Hello Riccardo, hello Paolo.
Hi.
you you came here just in time to see a daring attack by the Russian tank, and that has been fired at by the insurgent 80 team. I think that since the 80 squad fired in opportunity, the red cube should be removed. The tank crew has to rely first on the shaken status before being able to fire back.
You have to rally, yes, you have to rally. To rally, basically, you can either spend APs and you can decide how many APs you want to spend. 1 AP per dice, which means that going back to the dice, I might decide to spend 4 APs, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll use a green dice. Of course, the more APs I spend, the more chances I have to rally the unit, okay? But the more expensive it's going to be. Otherwise, by the end of the turn, all the units that have a psychological damage, only psychological, not physical one, they gain 1 step. So in this case, I'm moving the BMP. This BMP is transporting this infantry. Okay, so I move one X. It's a vehicle, so spending 1 AP can move through 2 clear X's. So the first one is this one. At this point, I would still use the Russian method of discovering
mines.
Okay.
Bam.
Okay. It's a mine, so in this case, I will be using this color. Okay, so I'll have to use the purple dice, which is very effective, and see what happens. I still have my intrinsic defensive value, which is 2.
Okay.
And the purple dice will become actually red dice. Okay, so I go to I shift 2 dice to the left. So 1, 2, and use this one, the red one. And I will roll it. Actually, you should roll it, but it's the same. All right, now I got 2 hits. Okay, the unit that is being transported by the vehicle doesn't get any damage unless the vehicle is destroyed. If the vehicle gets destroyed, then the infantry unit gets eliminated as well.
This was you already spent your second action point, and now you're going for the third.
Yeah, I might call in some sniper support. Now, snipers are off-map units, assets. They have an infinite range, as you can tell by the symbol here. In this case, this sniper uses a gray dice, and it costs 3 APs. Okay.
So you spend 3 APs from the activation track.
Exactly. So I'm using the gray dice.
Okay.
Even though this unit is in cover, but we said that with snipers you don't count any modifiers. Okay, so I'll roll the dice. Nothing.
But nothing.
Nothing happens. Okay, I've used my off-map asset, my sniper, and I put it in the same box where my counter currently is. So
Okay.
here. And
So you'll have to wait an entire turn before using it once again.
Exactly. When my cube will be again in this box, in number 35 box, I will be able to use, from then on, I will be able to use once this asset, this sniper. Okay. I would say let's keep going on with the tank, just to show you that you can actually move one unit, then move another one, then go back to the first unit and move it again. Or
so you spend another action point?
Yes, I spend another action point, and I want to see what's under this counter. So I spend 1 action point. I can move.
This was the shaken unit, so that it can move.
Move but not fire. Yes.
Okay.
So move it here.
Okay. I'll spend the action point for you so that we can keep track.
Yes. So I go to 34. And now let's
Okay.
see what's under this. Ooh, another mine.
Another mine.
Another mine. So I'll use my purple.
-4.
-4 is the green one.
Not bad. Ah,
It's again 2 hits, 2 physical hits. So as you can tell, mines can be very, very effective.
If I'm not wrong, when you suffer a heavy damage, you disrupt even the morale. I'm not sure, but you might add 1 morale damage, psychological damage.
When you get 2 hits.
It was an idea of recovering himself.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that because
You remember
getting
Ricardo, yeah.
damage and damage and damage and damage. So this is still open to play testing, but I like it because it gives you another layer of
So in this case,
psychological.
in this case, the second counter would have to be this kind
Okay.
of counter.
Suppressed.
Yeah.
All right.
This translates as this is a very bad day for that tank crew.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also
Bad
because
day.
I can already imagine it on CNN from some sort of a drone
Yeah.
with turret exploding, you know, in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at this point, let's move the other BMP, this one.
I cannot shoot you anymore with this unit because I
No.
already fired it. Okay,
Exactly.
I lost
So
mine.
1 AP because I moved
Okay.
through 2 clear access with a vehicle. And then at this point, I would shoot. Okay, I would shoot from this BMP. I would
Okay.
shoot your unit here, which is in
Is in cover.
Is in cover because you can see the dot, the white dot in the center.
And also has an inherent dice shift for defense.
So I would go for the heavy weapons. So I would pay 6 APs.
Oh, and this puts me back into initiative in the next
1,
impulse.
exactly. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay.
I don't remember if I already told you, but I think that I already told you many times that I love this system, this initiative system.
Okay. So I will shoot at the unit, and then when I finished, it will be your turn. The active player, and you will be able to perform all the actions and tests you want to. So
essentially, if this 80 squad survives, it will have a very good target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I should use the red dice.
Okay.
But I have some modifiers. One modifier is for the terrain, for the cover, which is -1 dice to the left. But I also have 1 minus dice to the right because of the intrinsic defensive value of the unit. So I use the red one, okay? Because I shift 1 to the left, 1 to the right. And
okay,
so it stays
it's
the
red one.
color. Yeah.
Ow.
2 hits. Okay, 2 physical hits. So I need another physical hit counter. There you go. In this case, I will have to add 1 psychological counter, 1 level, which is
shaken.
Exactly.
Shaken, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so this unit now is in quite a bad state. And it's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay, so the only thing that I can do with this technical maybe is continue shooting to this tank, convincing the crew to abandon it, essentially.
Absolutely, because you're on the verge to make them to give up, essentially, because they're already suppressed. It's just a matter of a single psychological damage, and the unit is destroyed anyway because they abandoned their tank.
Okay, let's say that my technical uses it's well. Let's go for the big.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, there's an autocannon, a 20mm cannon, whatever it is good. And so I think I will use my 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, giving you back your initiative against this tank. I use the red die, but you still have your intrinsic defense of 4.
Yep.
So it is very intuitive, this system. So red becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 pink die.
Yeah. It could be enough.
It could be enough. As always, you should unlock it.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see what I can do with these nice pink die. Yes.
Yes.
So the crew essentially abandons the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the vehicle is eliminated.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably from a John Deere tractor.
Yeah. Yes, probably. Possibly. Okay, I think this is enough for our viewers to see the flow of the game, the many opportunities. But of course, there are lots of other actions. Units can rally. They can use special tests like recon, like other stuff. This is just one of the proposed scenarios. And as we said with Paolo before, this is more a sandbox game, so you can create your own scenarios. And after that, the Russians can call maybe their airplanes in support. But I have my SAM units here in. We know. So you see, it is very interactive. It is constantly interactive. A very nice, very interesting system. I'm very happy, and I thank you for having given me the opportunity to try it and also to make my small contributions to the play test.
One thing I would like to say, we didn't say, is that this module, TDS module, would be available also for all those who took part in the Kickstarter.
So the module is included in the campaign.
Yes.
Oh, great. So you like also with Winged Victory, you made the same. If I recall, and it's very nice. So you will be able to play it remotely, or even when you are trying it solo, so that you don't have to set up all the map. This is very nice.
Yes.
Also, guys, I love the interactive action system, the initiative system. I said, but also I love the interface, which is one of the most intuitive interfaces I've ever seen in a war game. Because after a couple of turns, you immediately know what each unit can do, ranges, action point, costs, etc. So just to close it up, one last word from you for our viewers to convince them to get into this campaign. Paolo, Carlo.
Carlo's the editor.
Well, I really believe aside we actually are publishing this game, the idea is just great. It's simple, it's gorgeous, good looking, it's so modern, it's so intense, and there is a lot of value in this game. And actually, if you consider all the armies included and that we are unlocking day in day out, because we have something like 25 stretch goals, and we are now probably around the 17, something like that.
Okay,
And so we got 3 campaigns, dynamic campaigns. So what you achieve in one scenario actually changes the campaign. So
okay.
you have full replayability.
Carries over
And
to the next scenario, etc. Yeah.